Hey, T-Com. Hey. We got more Calypso. Hell yeah, brother. I'm shaking it. I'm doing the Mario Party minigame. No one clip that. It is a bit later in the night when I usually stream. Yeah. I tried Calypso. I don't like the pulp. I like the pulp. Hi, Aramis. How are all of you guys? How y'all doing? How y'all holding up? I prefer Arizona iced tea. You and my wife agree. So 10th edition. I know nothing. It's okay, I've only played 2 fucking games. But I've been studying. I've been reading. I'm in the fucking walls. You can also see how fucking tired I am. You can see it under my eyes. This week has been hell, but we are not giving up. We are not giving in. We shall continue to stride forward and be better than everything else we've been. Yes, I know. Down, you! Down, I say! Don't scratch the walls! So, Warhammer 10th edition. What the fuck is the new Space Marine drop with what we are seeing? What is happening? What is going on? What is this world? What has this world come to? As many would ask in weirdness and favor. Well, if I could have my chat, I'd like to have it, please. There we go. Yeah, push all that to the side. I don't need to see a lot of that stuff. All I need is chat. All I need is chat. Damn it. Damn it. Stop fucking with me. Okay, so bringing this shit up. Fine. Fuck it. We're doing it this way. Fuck you. The next Codex Space Marines is almost ready for release, and with it comes a vast array of new rules. The new rules. Oath of Moment has been changed. If you do not know what Oath of Moment is, basically how Space Marines work now is that you pick a target on the board, and all of your Marines get to re-roll hit rolls against that target as of now, with the new Codex that comes out next month. But we've also got a new detachment, Extremis level threat. What does this mean? Well, you basically just get index like a first version Oath of Moment for one turn, which was Oath of Moment back before this update was you reroll hit rolls and you reroll wound rolls against that target. So it's basically just, hey, look, once per battle you can do the old shit. Iron Resolve, which is an enhancement, which means it costs points to give to a character. Gives a 5-up Feel No Pain. Getting a Feel No Pain in this game is never a bad thing. I don't know how many points this is going to be, but essentially what this means is that if you fail your save, you get to roll as many dice as the weapon did damage, and then you get to roll that many dice. Any 5 or higher, you just ignore a point of damage per 5 or higher that you roll. So this is actually pretty good. A lot of armies would kill to give like characters or vehicles or monsters they have a feel no pain, because like, hey, shrugging off any damage is good. Oh, they gave us Legendary Fortitude, which reduces subtract 1 from damage. Cool. So if you get attacked by an enemy unit in close combat, you can reduce their damage from like 2 to 1, or like 3 to 2. It's pretty useful. This is what one of our members was salivating over in the Discord, and this one is basically if you have a weapon with the assault keyword, well, the assault ability, you add 1 strength to that weapon. So that can be pretty good. That can be pretty good, especially for Infernus squads and different groups that really like flamethrowers. Salamanders are going to love this detachment. So we'll see a lot of this in the game right now, because Tyranids are absolutely tearing ass. Absolutely tearing ass throughout everything. Ward Tempered Artifice. It's another enhancement. Add 3 to the strength add 3 to the strength characteristic of the bearer's melee weapon. So, one of the major complaints about 10th edition right now, especially when it comes to the indexes, is that melee is way too weak. It's not the fact that like you can't do melee. It's the fact that if I'm charging a monster or a tank with a melee unit, I'm not hurting it. And that's even with weapons that in previous editions would just tear through fucking tanks. Now, unless you're Marines, you don't get many options to do that. But Chaos Marines and regular Marines and World Eaters, they get access to Chain Fists, which are anti-vehicle 4+. So that means like they'll always wound a vehicle on a 4 no matter what. But that still doesn't account for the monster problem. So a lot of people are choosing to avoid close combat altogether, while close combat armies like World Eaters, Orcs, specific builds for Dark Eldar, and other close combat builds for armies are really frustrated because they can't do the things they used to do. But if we keep seeing improvements like this, add 3 to the strength characteristics of the bearer's melee weapon, we can see some improvement, because this will make a Thunderhammer in the game right now, which is strength 9, go up to strength 12, which is pretty decent. We're also getting a new task force with the Armor of Contempt, which, fuck, we didn't need this back, but hey, I'll take it. Any advantage is a good advantage. Essentially what this is that if I get shot or punched, I reduce armor penetration by 1. So instead of a weapon making my save worse by 2, it would instead make my save worse by 1. Or I just reduce the AP entirely and I get my full save. Which is pretty good. Pretty good. Do they just name stratagems after memes? Extremist level threat sounds a bit like Avengers level threat. Don't ask me that. So, 9th was not meant to be more competitive. 9th was meant to clean up the problems of 8th. 8th edition became really bloated thanks to a lot of the campaign books that came out. And like it was extremely bad. Like Guard had to go through like 3 books to get at least a quarter of their rules right. That is when you know you've hit bloat. 9th edition was meant to be a cleanup of 8th edition. Essentially, cut away the fat and give everyone what they need. And it had a promising start with Space Marines and Necrons. Necrons weren't too overpowered; they were decent, and Marines were Marines. There was a bit of a hiccup because Necrons only got 2 core units, while Marines got like 75% of their army was core, and that was another reason they wanted to introduce core. Core is essentially their way of saying like, hey, those stupid fucking strategies of balling up next to a character is not going to work anymore. Now, did people still do that? Some armies could, some armies couldn't. But it was to stop balling up and like just castle blobs just marching up the board. Because the end of 8th edition was a nightmare with Imperial Fists and Iron Hands and Salamanders just dominating the competition. There was no top 10 that didn't have a Space Marine in it. Weren't guards still using 4 books from 8th to the very end? They were using 5 books till the end of 9th. They had 5 books that they needed to look through. That's right, kids. You needed 5 books and the fucking FAQ. Hey, Raffle. But yeah, no. They needed 5 books and the FAQ to play 1 game of 40k. I remember the hell of literally watching one of my opponents go, trying to look for a rule. Because I asked, and I felt so bad. I'm just like, don't worry about it. Just do your turn. And they're like, no, because I don't want you thinking I'm cheating. And I'm like, it's fine. Sounds like a resounding failure. Ninth edition quickly went from, okay, this is promising, to, oh god, power creep is real. It got power crept really, really hard, and GW's balance team, and it doesn't help that this was COVID era. COVID did not help 9th edition. They couldn't playtest as much, they couldn't get proper feedback. Their communication channels were fucked all to hell, and because, you play the game, from how I understand how they test the games, is that they have people in-house and out-of-house essentially send them back data and notes about what works, what doesn't work. And they adjust the rules as best they can. But you're also designing 36 army rules, and some things just get lost in the shuffle. But when it came to 9th edition, armies that needed buffs weren't getting them, and armies that didn't need buffs were getting them. I can tell you right the fuck now, Imperium did not need Armor of Contempt. We did not need that as a universal rule. Anybody, near the end of 9th edition, we got Armor of Contempt, which anybody in Power Armor, Imperium and Chaos, essentially anybody in Power Armor, reduced AP by 1. As a Thousand Suns player, I was delighted. Because that meant my Terminators got a 3+ save against a las cannon. To everyone else, that was a fucking nightmare. Because, again, Thousand Suns, we had a rule where if you were hitting us with damage 1 weapons, fuck you. We get +1 to our save. And that's where the rule came in. You cannot have +1. You cannot make your armor better than +3 with cover. So yeah. Thousand Suns, we're the reason that exists now. So thanks for that, GW. I think everyone but Marines needed AOC. Yeah, no. a lot of armies were power crept to hell. It was very clear that the top armies at the time, near the end of Ninth Edition, were Thousand Sons, Gene Stealer Cults, and I think Eldar, with Chaos Knights and Knights taking up the rear. It was not a good look for GW, and it was pretty bad. Hence why, when they were designing 10th edition, they were essentially redesigning the game again. Now, it still plays and acts like normal 40k, it's just that, like, hey, there's no more Psychic Phase, so Thousand Sons, sorry, and we go, it's fine, you gave us shooting. Shooting, it's whatever. And they changed morale. So morale, you no longer lose people, your unit just becomes useless. Which is fair, and what I mean by useless is that you can't use stratagems on them, and they count for nothing when holding an objective, which is far better than just losing a model and calling it a day. Because, like, now there's a consequence to failing leadership. Leadership back in 9th and 8th edition, no one really cared for it, and any army that was built around it found very little success in making units that weren't guard run away. Like, I think throughout the entirety of 8th and 9th edition, I had, like, maybe 3 guys total run away. Yeah, I think that was it. Essentially, if your army had decent leadership, they were never running. But 10th edition now is looking promising. Are my fears still concerned? Yes. I do like what a lot of the armies are getting, but some of them I do not like. Now, they fixed some of this in the recent FAQ. So, Gene Stealer Cults. I was actually extremely worried about Gene Stealer Cults. Okay, what armies actually care about morale? Everyone but Guard seems to have a powerful rule to basically or literally ignore it. Now, everyone cares about morale. Everyone does. No one, as far as I'm aware, gets to just ignore morale. No one. Marines have lost, and they shall know no fear. There is no unit in the game that is fearless anymore. I think they actually got rid of that rule entirely now, actually, now that I think about it. Every unit cares about leadership now, including characters. It is a good time for leadership now, because it actually means something, and it is devastating to watch a unit that's been holding an objective go from 1 to 0. Synapse does not make you fearless. It makes you roll 3 dice instead of 2. Yeah, no, Synapse does not make your NIDs fearless anymore. It just is you roll 3 dice for a morale check instead of 2, and I think you take the highest now? I do not remember. The new codex is out anyway, and I can't read it because I don't have it. But yeah, no, worry not, my friends, worry not. 10th edition has made morale much more important. Now, do you add on any losses to when you take morale? No. If you roll under leadership, you fail. If you roll equal to or higher, you pass. That is how it works. I think Marines right now are sitting at leadership 7, universally. I can recheck that quick. Or, yep, downloads. Yeah, Marines. My boys. Where are my lads? Yeah, I know. Marines are still brave. Their characters are like Leadership 6, and I think like their units are like Leadership 7. So, like, averagely, Marines are not going to fail morale checks, but is still really bad when they do. Oh no, Leadership is 6 for Marines, so. Yeah, no, Marines are still brave, boys. Marines are still brave, boys. But yeah, no, like now armies like Night Lords and fear-based armies are actually really good now, if they can exist. I don't. We're not going to get sub-factions anymore, as far as I'm aware. Like they're going to do like special detachments, like the Imperial Fist detachment, the Ultramarines detachment. I think. I do not know yet. But I will know as soon as the Codex pre-order goes out. You can bet your ass I am going down to my local store and basically saying like, hey, day of, give me. Like, reserve, give me. And I'm going to be like reserving Terminators too. Gimme. Because I like Termies. I like Marines. Give me my shit. But yeah, back to where I was going. I was very worried about Gene Stealer cults. Because if a unit was just destroyed, they come back. Infantry. That didn't leave a lot of room. Because essentially you kill a Gene Stealer cult unit entirely, it just comes back. It just comes back. So essentially all your opponent has to do is play War of Attrition with you, and you'll lose, because you don't have that ability. Now they changed it, and I actually like the change. It's not that I hate the ability, I hate how it stands. But now the ability is on a 5+, unless it's a battle line unit, which is just now core. If it's a battle line, you add 1 to the roll. On a 5+, you get that unit back, which is better. Because, yes, a cult that is generations in the making would have reserves, but come the fuck on. Yes. A quick start rule sheet is free to download on the site. I will show you here in 1 second. Tier lists. Oh, wrong page. Hold on. Ta-da! We got the quick start guide, and we got the core rules, including a rules commentary about problems that the community as a whole and competitive have had with the game. We also have the Minotaur Field Manual and the Balanced Data Slate. Balanced Data Slate is essentially everything they fixed. Yeah, no, you want to know how much they really like leadership now? And really want you to fucking fear it? Insane Bravery. In previous editions, this stratagem here essentially told people, hey, you spend 1 command point, that unit is brave forever. They stay this turn. They don't do leadership. Nuh-uh, nothing. And you could use that, basically every phase if you wanted to. Now, it is once per battle. Once per game. You cannot use this stratagem more than once per game, so if it's a extremely important unit, I hope you're saving it for that. They've also changed Devastating Wounds, and I like how they've changed this. This is just a wound you cannot stop now. It is just flat damage. You are taking the damage. There is no ifs, ands, or buts about it. And I like that change. Is there any changes, though, that I would like to see going forward here from the new lists and new data that we're getting? I want Eldar to get their own unique thing, not have Sisters of Battle's ability, but better. I do not like when two armies share a similar ability. If you do not know, Sisters of Battle got Fate Dice, and essentially Fate Dice is you roll a dice and you get to save it for later. So, like, say if I rolled a 6, I can put that 6 anywhere I want. It can be 6 damage. It can be a 6 up to save, etc., etc., etc. But they generate 1 a turn, or generate 1 after a unit dies. Eldar get 9, and if they take Eldrad, they get 12 to start with. You roll a group of dice out, and you get all that dice. And then if any unit dies, you get more. If you kill a unit, you get more. That is bullshit. And Eldar should not have that. What should Eldar have? I don't know. Not that. Eldar right now are one of the best armies competitively. They are disgusting. And just having the ability with 12 dice to just do whatever you want, because there's no bad reason to never take Eldrad Ulthran. There is never a bad reason. He is just a cheap character that you can take in any other army, get 12 Fate die, and just redeem all of that very quickly. Correct, Shadow. And that's what I don't like. Because it makes what makes the Sisters unique not unique anymore. And I would rather Eldar have something else. Like, I don't know, give them movement. They're supposed to be fast and tricky. Like, Fate is an Eldar thing, but it's more of an Ulthwé thing in the lore. The other groups aren't Ulthwé. And Fate die just make no sense for those groups. It makes sense for Eldrad, but does not make sense for everyone else. And not everyone's playing Ulthwé. I would like to see Eldar get something for movement. Like, if an enemy unit gets close, or charges, you can do this once per game with that unit. I don't know. I don't know what they could do. I just think Fate die are bad. Or at least overpowered. Does that include getting rid of those rules because you're taking part of the other army, like Genestealers getting guard orders? Genestealer cults no longer get that stuff. They no longer can ally with guard. Brood Brothers is gone entirely. But Genestealers, I think, still do get, some Imperial Guard units, like the Leman Russ. I'll have to find them quick. Hold on. I'm sorry, I'm studying one of these. I'm studying these armies one at a time. Cold Ambush. Oh wait, no, they still get Brood Brothers. You can bring Imperial Guard. Hold on, let me read this quick. If your army faction is Genestealer cults, you can include Astra Militarum army units to your army. Even though they do not have Genestealer cults faction keyword, the combined points cost of Militarum units you can include 250 for 1,000, 1,500 for 1,500 for 1,500 point games, and 750 for Onslaught, which is high. No Astra Militarum models in your army can be your warlord, and they cannot be given enhancements. You cannot include units with the following keywords: Epicura, Orgrin, Ratland, Militarum Tempestus, Commissar, Regimental Preacher, Regimental Engineer, Minitorum Servitor Aircraft. Okay, no. Gene Stealer cults can still get orders from officers. No, they can't because they do not have the Astra Militarum keyword. So, no, they cannot get orders. Period. So don't worry about that. You're fine. Gene Stealer cults are not gonna absolutely fucking open your asshole up. You are safe, my friends. I think it's perfectly reasonable that Gene Stealer cults can take Imperial Guard units. I think it's personally reasonable that Imperium and all the other armies that are allied together can take a certain amount of friendly units. I like the idea that they are limiting down allies to how many points you can bring. I like that a lot. Also, sorry I said we were going to paint tonight. As you can see, I'm so fucking tired, I can't. I'm very scared about screwing up my models. No, I do like the fact that that armies are now limited down to you can only bring this many points per kind of thing. I do like that a lot. Like, it's the same for Chaos, it's the same for Eldar, it's the same for Imperium, it's the same for Gene Stealer cults. Tau, Necrons, and Orcs can go fuck themselves. Hi. I love you too.
How's it going?
It's going okay.
It's good.
My tongue is blue.
Yeah, it's because of the Calypso.
I'm blue, blah.
Careful, don't want to get copyright.
They couldn't understand a word I fucking... Oh no, it's the copyright, guys! They're coming through the computer, Phoenix! But yeah, I like that a lot. I like that in a World Eater's army, it is limited to Khorne units, so, like, you can only take Khorne demons in Thousand Suns, you can take thousands, like, Tzeentch demons for Death Guard, it's Nurgle, and Chaos demons, it is straight up, hey, you can bring any of the other legions, but only this much. I like that a lot. Same with Imperium. Inquisitorial agents have specific things. Like, depending on the amount of points, you can only bring in, like, 2 bodyguard units and 2 independent operators for a game of, like, 2,000 points. Or you can only bring in 3 and 3 if it's Onslaught. Those are really good and fun. It helps with list creativity, and it limits down how broken an army can be. And don't get me wrong, a lot of these allied units working together is still really good, but here's the thing you need to take note of. Those units are not interacting with each other anymore. You can't take Angron and a Bloodthirster and expect them to do the same thing. You can't expect Angron to say, you get reroll hit rolls and wound rolls. Because, no, that Bloodthirster is not World Eater. So yeah, like, good shit. Good shit. I can't take a Fate. I can't take a Weaver of Fate in my Thousand Suns and expect it to influence my Thousand Suns. That's not how that works. My one major thing now that I really like about 10th edition is that unless it's a Primarch, characters have been reduced in scope. What do I mean by that? So, like, major characters, like Gulliman, Lionel, Angron, Magnus, Mortarion, Gazgul, well, not Gazgul, they can't join units, period. They're different. Everyone else who can join units only affects those units unless they're like a big character like Gazgul or the Imperium's High Commander. And they only get one aura ability that lets them do one thing for units within a very specific range. Like Gazgul. He adds +1 to your strength for orcs if they're within 6 of him. And then his other ability is, if you're with Mega Knobs, he adds 1 to hit rolls. Sick. Guess what, kids? He can only join Mega Knobs. I like that commanders can only affect the units that they are in, and that makes it better to me, because it takes away Hero Hammer. Because people were not building armies to be functioning armies. They were building armies that had to be babysat by specific characters. And that can be really fucking annoying. Because I remember the days where people would just take aura characters and just overlap them. So you just couldn't do anything to the army. I like now that characters still are good, but they aren't amazing. I like that a lot of other characters do a lot of better things. I like that, like, officers like captains and chaos lords no longer give, like, full-on rerolls. It's just like, hey, I'm the commanding officer, so I'm smart. I have big brain. So I'm making this stratagem that we're using free for this turn. And then the guys go, woo! Free wounds! And then your opponent goes, blah, free wounds for a turn. Which is pretty fucking good, in my opinion. Can still be extremely frustrating for a few people because, like, no, my favorite character is ass now. Like, Left Huron. I'm not impressed with him. Left Huron basically became an objective humper. That's the best way to put it. Yeah, no, 8th edition Roboot Gilliman was broken Roboot Gilliman. Tenth edition Roboot Gullyman is way better. It's way fucking balanced. Because he doesn't give rerolls anymore, as far as I'm aware. Oh, that Calypso was good. Oh no. I'm addicted. Help, I'm addicted to Calypso. I'm addicted to her heavenly blue juice. Or what? Sorry, I'm trying to find Gilliman. Give me a sec. Don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere. Trying to find it. Trying to find it. Where are you, you Smurf bastard? You're my favorite Primarch. Where the fuck are you? Memorize your book, damn it. It's not a book, it's an online fucking PDF. I gotta scroll through. But the characters at the back of it, like a bunch of psychopaths. There he is. Boop. And now we wait for it to load, because it's got to load 253 pages. Holy fuck, that's a lot. So, Gullyman no longer gets to reroll everything. Gullyman is, once per turn, you can just point at a thing and they get a thing. I.e., oh no, you can reroll the hit roll, wound roll. If the target is selected for Oath of Moment. So basically, Primarchs now, during the command phase, they point at a unit nearby, and they say, hey you, with the face, you get to do this. So one is Primarch of the 13th, while friendly units are nearby, specifically Space Marines, They get to add 1 to their objective control and reroll battle, shock, and leadership tests. Master of Battle. After you have selected an enemy unit using Oath of Moment, select a second enemy unit. Until the start of your next command phase, the first unit selected has been destroyed. Each time a friendly Adaptus Astartes model makes an attack that targets the second enemy unit, you can reroll the wound roll. Supreme Strategist. Once per turn, you can target 1 friendly Adaptus Astartes unit within 12 of this model with a stratagem for 0 CP. And if you do so, even if another unit from your army has already been targeted with that stratagem this phase. So essentially, it allows you to do it twice. Like, use a stratagem on a unit twice. Guess we found out where blue milk comes from. Comes from Robo Gulliman's dick! There is some sad news for Space Marines, however. You have lost out on a few characters. They've removed those models entirely, like Darnath Lysander. Don't worry, I think he's coming back. Pedro Cantor is gone too, which is kind of sad, because he's actually a pretty interesting character in lore. Vulcan Histan's model is gone as well. Rest in peace, you treasure-hunting bastard. Blah. If you're a Raven Guard player, you don't need to worry. Your Kayvon Shrike is fine. Your Edge Bully is okay. And if you're White Scars, you're fine. Kasaro Khan's not going anywhere. Though, where's his bike? Where the fuck is his bike? You took his bike from him! The fuck is he? He's a biker! You should have a bike! Cowards! No, I meant Star Wars Blue Milk is the blue milk of Calypso. Oh no! I gotta drink it straight from the alien cow titty. No! Ah, well, it's delicious. Warm lemonade from the udder. I want to be able to bring artillery spam. You can do it. You can bring back artillery spam. You can only take 3 of the same unit, but you can do it. Imperial Guard can do it. Orcs can do it. Everyone else can do it. Actually, Custodes can't do it. Custodes don't have artillery. Neither do Eldar. Eldar don't have an artillery unit. They just have like a lot of direct fire. Are Tyranids still a good army, or are they highly skill-based? Right now, I do not know. They have gotten a lot of updates, and I don't have their book, so I do not know. I'll have to watch games of 40k with the Tyranids and their codex, not with the index anymore. They still got the -1 for indirect fire. Look at you! Making me go back and look at rules. Fuck you! Where is indirect fire? Where is it? Movement. Don't give a shit. Where is shooting? Transports. Fuck you. Shooting phase! Lone operative. Don't care. Stealth. Ah! Horse cover, pistol, torrent, lethal hits, lance, Indirect fire! Weapons with indirect fire in their profile are known as indirect fire weapons, and attacks can be made with them even if the target is not visible to the attacking model. These attacks can destroy enemy models in a target unit even though none of them have been visible. If no models in a target unit are visible to the attacking unit when you select the target, then each time, yes, you still subtract 1 for indirect fire. And they get the benefit of cover against that attack. Sorry, boss, I was just curious. Nope, it's good. It's good. Now I know. We're learning together, children! But yeah, no. Indirect fire still gives -1, and you get the benefit of cover if you are being shot at. So... yeah. Is artillery still good? It can be. I mean, like, the Imperial Guard fucking Basilisk is sold out online, so... it's probably pretty good. I haven't actually looked at Imperial Guard at all. I've kind of been just, like, studying each group one at a time. For, like, the videos and such. And I will get to Imperial Guard down the line. And I have no idea how the fuck I'm gonna do, I have no idea how the fuck I am going to do, like, the armies once the, codex selection is gone. Because right now I'm following their release platform, and they haven't released when the other codexes are coming and in what order. So I'm literally going off of, I'm literally going off of nothing! And it's driving me nuts! And I hate it! Someone help! Okay, Basilisk. What do you do? Why are you sold out? What the fuck do you do? Okay, Earthshaker Cannon. Blast, indirect fire, range 240. That's no surprise here. D6 plus 3, Bliss skill 4, strength 8, AP 2, damage 2. Why are you sold out again? Alright, Earthshaker round. In your shooting phase, after the smallest shot, if one or more of those attacks made with this Earthshaker cannon scored a hit against an enemy infantry unit until the end of your opponent's next... oh. That unit is shaken until the end of your opponent's next turn. While a unit is shaken, subtract 2 from its move characteristic and subtract 2 from advance and charge rolls. Oh, no! It doesn't even need to wound, it just needs to hit! That is a nasty little tank. That is a nasty little piece of artillery. So, what the fuck does that mean? So, I take 3 basilisks. I hide them in the back corner of the table. You cannot see them, and I am just going to sit here and hamper your movement all game. All game. D6 plus 3 is, at minimum, 4 shots, at max 9. You are rolling a 5 to hit. Even with indirect fire. It doesn't say wound, it says hit. And if I hit your infantry, you are moving 2 less for everything. That means a 4-inch charge is now a 6-inch charge. That means getting to the objective is now way harder. Or moving to cover is now a lot harder. Yes, you may be saving against my shots, but you are not getting anywhere close to me. Huh, something broken for guard. That's kind of rare. Shut the fuck up, you. Guard have been guard. Every time guard comes out, they have to get nerfed into the fucking ground. Stop your mowing. But yeah, no, like, that's terrifying. Yo, what does the fucking nuke do? Death Strike Missile. The bear can only shoot this weapon. What? It's strength 16. Why is it only damage 1? The bear can shoot this weapon in your shooting phase and only if it remains stationary this turn and you did not use its Death Strike Missile ability to designate target or adjust target this phase. When the bear shoots with this weapon, do not select a target. Instead, resolve this weapon's attack, rolling for each unit within 6 inches of the center of its Death Strike target marker individually. Okay. In your shooting phase, each time this model is selected to shoot. If it has not shot with its Death Strike Missile this battle, you can do one of the following. Designate target. If this model does not have a Death Strike target marker on the battlefield, place a target marker for this model anywhere on the battlefield. If this model has a Death Strike you can move it anywhere. Okay, so basically it's like... It's board control the missile. And it does 1 damage, but the problem is that, like, this is only 2d6, which is max 12 damage. That's really only effective against infantry, and really only effective against hordes, so I don't know what they're trying to do with that. That's kind of sad. Yo, what they do with the Shadow Sword? What they do with the Shadow Sword? Where the fuck's the Shadow Sword? No, I don't want the snub-nosed cannon. Fuck you. Snub-noses are boring. Where the fuck's the Shadow Sword? Storm Sword. Shadow Sword! Yeah, baby! 24 strength! D3 plus 1 shots. Let's go. If its target's a monster or vehicle, it gets devastating wounds. Hell yeah, baby. Let's go! Gonna fucking die turn 1, but let's fucking go! I miss that old range of the Death Strike where I can hit another table at another store 2 states away. Can I just drop a fucking missile on the table? Sure, buddy. Fucking dumb. Fucking dumb. I would not be surprised if Shadow Sword just said, delete 1 Titanic unit. I would not be surprised either, but Knights kind of need a kick in the fucking nuts right now. And even with their nerf thanks to the FAQ, they still need a good kick in the nuts. Honestly, in my opinion. Yo, how are Tempestus Scions doing? Trash! Okay. Oh no, Hotshot Lasgun got better. They increased its range, kids! The Hotshot Lasgun is now a Lasgun again! Just with AP1! It's better than a laser pointer! Not by much. Not by much. Still trash. Boss, that's mean. You can't say that about the Tempestus Scions. I'm gonna say whatever the fuck I want about the Tempestus Scions. Trash. Garbage. They think themselves equivalent to Spice Marines? Okay, what does Zap Brannigan do? I'm actually curious. What the fuck does Lord Solar Leontis, or as I like to call him, Zap motherfucking Brannigan do? Lord Solar, you get a command point if he's still in the field. So you get 2 command points turn. After both players have deployed their armies, select up to 3 units from your army and redeploy them. Cool! You're boring. Zap Brannigan's boring, chat. Fuck. I unironically hate that. I'm sorry, I'm missing the point here. What? The tank commander for Imperial Guard. Death befitting an officer. When this model is destroyed, roll a d6. On a 2+, do not remove it from play. It can, after making the attack, the attacking model's unit has finished making its attacks, shoot as if it were your shooting phase. GW, what the absolute fuck is this? What? Why? Why would you think this is a good idea? Oh, but don't worry, kids. It doesn't get this stupid fucking Punisher Gatling cannon anymore. Cool. No, never mind. It can get at the fucking Punisher Gatling cannon. How strong is that, GW? Where the fuck is it? Where the fuck is it, GW? Where's the Lehman Russ, GW? I'm looking for it. I'm coming for its fucking ass. Vanquisher. Punisher. Thanks, GW. That's fucking fantastic. Thanks for that. 20 shots at strength 6. That is mulching an infantry unit. It'll be shooting in its worst bracket. Okay, it's hitting on 4s. With rerolls. Nah, dude, we don't fucking think. We just put it on there. Yeah, no, vehicles don't have brackets anymore. They have half health. When they reach like a certain point, then they take a -1. They take a -1. There's no brackets anymore. There's no, oh, this is what happens at this wound count, this is what happens at this wound count. It is just, if this vehicle hits like 7 wounds and lower, it is at -1 to hit. Flat. Okay. No, that's fine. You can take 3 of those. There's no problem. Just one of them has to be your warlord. Just one of them has to be your warlord. Oh, wait, no it doesn't. Because it's not Pask. Because Pask is dead. No more Pask for anyone. You don't get a Pask. I don't get a Pask. Nobody gets Pask ever again. No, the tank commander does not need that. Alright. Something I do want to say. Thank you guys so much for the support for yesterday. I do appreciate it. It has been a rough... It was rough yesterday. It's been rough today. But I am okay. Phoenix is okay. We will be okay. And we have the full support of our family and our friends and you guys, and I honestly could not have asked for a better community. And you guys are incredibly wonderful. I am working on the how to play Warhammer 10th edition right now. The basic guide, we aren't going over like advanced stuff in the video. I say as much in the video. We're not going over like what does Melta do? What does Lance do? We're not doing that because I want people to be able to understand and play the game. And you can download the quick guide and the rule book and look those up yourself. What we want to get you to do is to understand how the fundamentals are played, so that way when you are reading the rules, you understand with the core concepts in mind. So that way, when you start playing Warhammer, it's not just a game of, oh, it's objectives only. It is, I am playing to learn how my army works and how dice work in this game. So, how does command phase work? How does movement work? How does shooting work? How does punching, how does charging work? How does punching work? How does leadership work? That kind of thing. That is what we are doing in this video. And don't worry, it's not going to be like 3 hours of teaching you each individual phase. No, the video, like, I'm actually shocked. This is a short video at, like, maybe 10 to 11 minutes when I'm done with it. Right now, it's like 9:35. And that's completely unedited audio. And visuals. So, yeah. Will it get done this week? Probably. I'm not going to push myself. I'm going to work and it gets done when it gets done. But after this video is done, we will be doing Adaptus Custodes, and then after Custodes, it will be Tau. And then after Tau, I have no fucking clue. So, I might just leave it up to a Patreon vote, honestly. But, we will see when we get there. Again, I thank you guys for the support and the love. Phoenix, thanks you guys for the support and the love. And I will talk to you guys on Wednesday. Which hopefully we will do painting that night. But I will let you guys go now. You all have a fantastic night. Don't forget to donate to the Ko-fi if you haven't already. If you can't, that's okay. Please just go back and rewatch and share the videos on YouTube. We are over 55% of the way of where we were on Twitch for YouTube, and I'm really excited for that. And if we're 55% of the way there for where we were on Twitch, we are 47% of the way there for fucking monetization. Let's fucking go, kids. Let's fucking do this. And let's see if we can crack 10K before the new year. But I love you all. Stay safe, friends.